The biggest lie we've been told in this life is that black women cannot grow their hair. I literally grew my hair from basically bald to tailbone length. These are the things that I know for a fact helped me to grow my hair. Leaving my hair in twist, and even if it's not in twist, I am doing a very simple hairstyle. Next is using a lot of herbs in my hair growth regimen. Like, my hair started growing like crazy once I started doing the green tea rinses. I started doing the hair growth sprays and things like that. This next one is very underrated, but it is keeping my hair moisturized and hydrated. And the best thing to use for that is water. I know that we hate shrinkage, but you cannot, because of that, deprive your hair of moisture. Deep conditioners are very important when it comes to moisture, and also leave-in conditioners, but you already knew that. I know that this is a little bit controversial. Oils and butters grow my hair like crazy. I use it as a scalp massager, hot oil treatment, and to seal in moisture. I would rather postpone detangling than to rush through it, because that is how much it helps with length retention. I massage my scalp a lot. It is second nature to me. Nutrient deficiency is the leading cause of hair loss, so make sure you are eating a balanced diet. Ciao.
You're bald-headed because you don't know how to properly use oil. Overusing, you're abusing, and you wonder why you're still bald-headed. No, it's not genetics. There are 3 oil methods. You're probably using them wrong, and it's costing you your hair, so pay attention. The first method is called the overnight method, and this is when you take a carrier oil, like castor oil, something thick. I like castor oil, almond oil. You can use anything. It's a variety. Next, you're going to take an oil that stimulates hair growth. The number 1 oil that's scientifically based to improve hair growth is rosemary oil. So we're going to use rosemary oil, and this also has peppermint in it that helps with itchy scalp. And you want to use a few drops of this. This one is mine. It's from my brand. If you want to go shop, you can. Link in bio. The first 12 orders come with the free lip gloss. We're going to work with half of my hair. We're going to take our oil. The key is you want to use a lot of the carrier oil, a couple drops of this. We're going to work this into our hair starting from the bottom to the top. You want to get it all in there very good. The overnight method is best to use once or twice a month. It nourishes your hair. It helps with shine. As you can see, it conditions your hair. It's just going to help build shine and help it be easier to maintain. After my oil is all in my hair, I'm going to take some more and massage it into my scalp, stimulate that blood flow. I don't know about y'all, but I find that my roots are always the thickest. So you put this in your roots, you're gonna find that it helps lay down, manage, and maintain frizz in the root. And I just got this oil on my shirt so you can only imagine how hard it's just gonna be to get out. After I have this oil all worked in, I'm gonna braid my hair into a braid. The key for this is you really want to make sure that your hair is combed out so it's easy to get in there. Another thing I like to do is put my hair in these little twists, wrap it around, and then I go to sleep with the twist in. The next method I like to call dry hair oiling. This is when you only take hair oil that stimulates hair growth. So I'm going to use my rosemary and peppermint. I'm going to massage this into my scalp. Main thing for dry hair oiling is something that you would do once a week. You would want to do it on dry hair, and likely 2 to 3 days after wash day, because you do not want your hair to be damp. I'm working that into the bottom, and as you can see, I only got a little bit of oil, and I'm using this to distribute on half of my head. I'm not overdoing it. Do not want it to weigh down your hair. It's meant so that you can do it and then continue your day-to-day. You do not have to wash your hair after you do this method. This is meant to stay in until your next wash day. You want to do this once a week. The last method is similar to the first. It's called hot oil treatment. You want to take a carrier oil, coconut oil, almond oil, whatever you prefer. A few drops of an oil that definitely stimulates hair growth. The purpose of this last one is the same as the overnight treatment. You're just not leaving this in overnight. You would leave it in for like 2 to 3 hours, and you would wash it out. You want to make sure you massage it into your hair. It helps with frizz. You can also do this if you're planning to flat iron your hair. I don't know if you guys are catching my drift here, but you do not want to oil your hair every single day. Once a week is fine. If you want to do one of these treatments, I would recommend doing them once or twice a month. Happy hair oiling. Bye. Love y'all.
So I heard you want to grow your hair in 2025. No borax, no glue. And I'm going to tell you how to. I want to clear this before the video gets started. I am black. I'm not mixed with anything. My hair porosity is high. I have 4A hair. I have had the same length of hair for years. It has always been thick. It has always been the same length for years until I actually started taking care of it and it started growing. I do not take any supplements or pills, and I only use pretty much one brand, but just one brand won't grow your hair alone. It starts with fucking consistency. We're going to get straight to the point. You need to learn your hair porosity. There is high, low, and normal. If you have normal hair, you're perfect. You're good to go. Typically, just listen to what I'm going to say. If you have high hair porosity, basically what this looks like is when you hop in the shower, your hair is immediately soaked. It's drenched. It's completely wet. When you hop out, it takes max like an hour for your whole head to dry with no product. Okay? When you have low hair porosity, you stand underneath the shower head and it takes forever for your hair to get wet. It's almost like the water is repelling against your hair. Like, what's going on? Then you hop out the shower when it's finally wet and it takes forever for your hair to dry. Like up to 7 to 8 hours. It is also really, really crucial to learn your hair porosity, because if you do not learn this, you will be using products that probably work with your hair. And half the time, a lot of y'all are using products that work against your hair. For example, I was using humectants without even knowing for a long ass time with my high porosity hair. Now, some articles do say to use humectants. However, I would use humectants during the winter. I live in Texas. All this comes into play. Where you live, your region, how humid it is, the weather, all this comes into play. I have high porosity hair. So if I use a humectant in my hair during the summer, my hair is going to frizz up and it's going to further damage my hair shaft. Trim your ends every 3 months. I cannot emphasize how important this part is, y'all. I used to say 6 months, but then I changed my mind after what happened to me. Let me show y'all. This was my hair when I first straightened it. As y'all can see, it's giving very much see-through at the ends. You can see where there's a split here, that big ass gap, and here. Because I failed to cut it 6 months ago prior, when I first saw the tiny splits, this is what it led to. You would think I'm gonna cut here and be fine, but no, that split is gonna go further up. So I had to cut. This was me after I cut off that line. Do y'all see how bad that split is? So I had to cut more. Still, I had to cut more. So don't be like me, big and can hardly breathe, okay? Listen to me when I tell y'all to trim y'all's fucking hair. Let go of that shit. Because look at the consequences I had to pay. Build a routine. When I say build a routine, I'm talking about a hair mask. You know when your hair feels dry, obviously. Everyone does. When it does, note that you do have to put moisture in it. For an example, there may be some times where I do a heat mask, where I put a mask in it and I get a heat cap and I put it on and I sit there and I let my hair actually marinate. Do I need to put my hair in natural little braids? Do I need to put it in natural little plaits? Y'all already know how I feel about protective hairstyles. They don't protect shit. So don't come over here asking me about box braids, because they don't protect shit. That's why I only get them one time a year. And that one time a year, a lot of hair falls out. So just saying. You need to switch to silk scrunchies, silk pillowcases, a bonnet, and your tools need to be essential to doing your hair. I promise you it makes a hell of a difference, because I've used combs that snag the fuck out of my hair, combs that just snap in half, combs that do not work for my hair. For an example, let me show y'all a few. For an example, these two combs I use on my hair religiously because they are hard, they are sturdy, they actually work, they don't snag my hair. If you are still using combs that have balls at the end and like really skinny roots, not like this, they have balls, you need to invest in a better hair comb. And that is pretty much it for my whole video. I hope these tips genuinely did help, and I hope y'all can grow y'all's hair in 2025.
My 3 steps to hair growth, which took me from this in December to this in February, and this is my kangaroo Jackie. I'm Deanna. I'm a molecular and cell biologist, cosmetic chemist, and product inventor, and the 3 steps to hair growth are stimulate, strengthen, and seal. In order to grow your hair, you have to stimulate growth. Now, we know hair grows a ½ inch a month, or if you didn't, you know now. But if you're not seeing that, or if you want to get so much more growth, you got to do a couple things, right? There are things you want to apply topically. I spray this rose water and MSM mix. This is 4 ounces of 100% rose water and 1 teaspoon of MSM. MSM is methyl sulfonylmethane. It's really important to have this because your hair is made up of keratin. Keratin is made up of sulfur. So you want to do things that strengthen the keratin formation in your hair, because it's the main protein in our hair, and rose water adds to the softness of our hair. You don't have to use MSM. It's just an added bonus. You can just use rose water. You could use, if you want, or regular water if you want to. But rose water gives that aromatics and also softness. And then I layer it with a scalp oil. Oh, it should be important to know that I only use this in the morning and I use rosemary tea at night, but I still layer both times with this oil. This is from my company, Deanna's Breakthrough Formula. If you're looking for a nutrient-rich oil, here you go. Like, this is a nutrient-rich hair oil. It's a very strong DHT inhibiting oil. Think of DHT as it wraps itself around the root of your hair, cutting it off from blood supply. And if it's not getting access to the blood vessels, to the capillaries, then you're forked. So, so don't worry about growth, because you got the DHT. That's why people with, alopecia or male pattern baldness have high levels of DHT. So you want to apply things topically to help mitigate that, right? So this has steeped with rosemary and basil and 4 powerful DHT inhibiting oils. Well, the main 2 of that being the black cumin oil and the flaxseed oil. And then the promoting growth would be the extra virgin olive oil and the Jamaican black castor oil. what's going to give you that growth like you've never had growth before, you're going to scalp massage for 2 hours a day. I didn't stutter. I really did say 2 hours. What's researched is 4 to 20 minutes. I have a whole scalp massage series about the science of scalp massaging. Maybe I should rename it that. But the reason why scalp massaging is so effective is because it's about creating energy to boost hair growth. Before any of you claim genetics, like I've said before, spell deoxyribonucleic acid, don't look at the caption. Then I want you to tell me the difference between purine and pyrimidine, because that is the basis of human genetics. And if you understood human genetics, you would understand why I'm saying what it is I'm saying, because human genetics overlaps with biochemistry, overlaps with obviously epigenetics, overlaps with bioenergetics. So they are very closely, they are all connected, right? In order to boost your rate of growth, you have to boost the amount of energy, right? Now, what the energy and currency in our body is called ATP. Now, what makes ATP made is oxygen, right? So how do we get the oxygen? Well, we got to have blood flow. What does blood carry? Oxygen. So if I'm promoting blood flow here, I'm promoting oxygen because blood carries oxygen. This oxygen is going down into the mitochondria, which are your powerhouses, if you know, and they make this ATP. And the more oxygen you have, the more ATP you're going to make. The more ATP you make, the more energy you'll have for cell division. So that's why it's important to scalp massage if you want the super duper fast growth. Now, if you're like, Deanna, I just want to kind of get some growth, like I don't really care about it like that, then maybe 30 minutes a day, maybe an hour. But if you're like, Deanna, I want to see my hair grow super duper fast, like it's never, I want to grow before, I want to have bust down length this year, then do the 2 hours, okay? If you want to do 3, you can, but I wouldn't exceed 3 because I think your scalp gets the point. But this is the hypothesis based off, this, which is now I'm literally pioneering advanced bioenergetics as it pertains to hair. So that's growth. To strengthen your hair, you want to think lock method. You want to think wash day, starting with lock method, liquid oil cream, or if you're liquid cream oil, if you're a Laco girly, awesome. I'm a lock girly and that's okay. And the curl cream I use which is why I almost never have dry hair, is the one I formulated myself. Like I said in other videos, you know how fed up you gotta be to start to invent things because you're fed up. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like I didn't see it, so I had to do it, right? So this is a very thick curl cream. This is just a demo bottle. It is most certainly empty because we are out of stock. But this is my also other demo bottle. And look how thick this is. You see, it's not watery. It's thick. You see how it's staying on my finger? Made with mango butter, flaxseed oil, coconut milk, nutrient-rich formulation. It's insane. It defines curls. I truly don't know how I did this. Like, I formulated this and it works. So if you're a type 4 girly or a type 3 girly and you're in need of a curl cream, the Coil's got you. Or if you're type 3 on the looser end, or if you have lower density hair, type 1, and you need a lighter weight, the Curls cream she's the sister to the Coil's cream. So that is what helps me to never, ever have dry hair, because I re-moisturize my hair every other day in the lock method. And then I seal my hair with Blue Magic hair grease, and that seals my strands. But as for wash day, I have a whole wash day. I oil my hair the night before. I add some rosemary tea, fresh brewed rosemary tea, and then I layer it with my homemade oil, which is a bunch of oils. If you want that, we're gonna sell a hair oil, so like, I don't know if you want the complex steps of making it, but like, we're going to sell it to save you a step, because it does take a couple steps. But extra virgin olive oil, pumpkin seed oil, and I believe there's coconut oil in there too. So that helps, in some herbs like rosemary and horsetail. But put that on the night before, and then I reverse deep condition. So I deep condition with a lightweight deep conditioner, shampoo, condition, shampoo or protein treatment every 4 to 6 weeks, condition, and then I deep condition with a thick deep conditioner like the Way or the We, however you know what I'm trying to say, deep conditioner. So we stimulated growth. Our hair is super duper strong. Now we're going to seal our ends. I invented the first product ever formulated to retain length. So happy Black History Month to me. And it's super cool because I don't know why a black girly, a short, small black girl with a kangaroo was the first person to do what billion-dollar companies don't. But okay, very nutrient rich. This product literally seals your ends. My ends are sealed now, but maybe I can demo for you a little. So like, let's take this end. Let's take this end because it's shorter. All right, so let me show you what I mean. Oh my God, she's taking it. I get amazed every time I see this product. This is not no camera trick. I don't even know how to do that kind of editing. Look at this. Look, somebody come look at this. Look at this. I get so this is insane. I was gonna try and find because you have to couple it with micro trimming, right? That's also how you retain length. Anytime you see a stringy end, you need to micro trim it because you don't wait no 6 to 8 weeks to trim. You see a stringy end, you cut it because in that 6 to 8 weeks, you could have continually had healthy hair growth with no breakage. But now you got breakage and now you got to trim off what was maybe a 1/4 centimeter and is now 1 to 2 inches because you was a length warrior. Like, not all length is healthy, and I wish, especially for Black women, we would understand like it's not about length, it's about health, because you will get the length by taking care of your hair in this way. Now I know my methods are not the most conventional because they're not conventional in the slightest bit, but look at this. Look how sealed my ends are. I get so excited because it's like I invented this. That's crazy. Like, out of all the people in the universe that could have invented this, I invented this. Insane. I am so shocked. Sorry, I was talking a lot, doing a lot, but guess what? That's how I don't have breakage. That's how I never have. I don't think I've had single strand knots since I started using this product. I get like, obviously I get those little tiny little baby split ends that the 1/4 centimeter, but they are gone before they even had a chance. You understand? So those are my 3 steps: stimulate, strengthen, seal, and couple that with my products and the other things I mentioned. My shampoo, I use the L'Oreal Elvive shampoo because I'm not sensitive to sulfates. I'm going to be testing out Sacred. I got the clarifying shampoo because I'm interested in trying that, and the deep conditioner. So it's not that I'm not want to use other brands, but like, I know how I formulate things and I do things with integrity. I've said this before, I don't have a scamming bone in my body. And do Jackie and I look like the type of people, the type of Rue and the type of girly that would just be like, here, we just want to help. That's it. That's the whole point of the company, is to help. So yeah.